Have any other questions? There's a gentleman up there. This question would go to Annabelle Servoff first.
My name is Ken Dunwoody. I live in unincorporated Johnson County. Kansas is one of 6 states that still allows non-consensual or unilateral annexation. Within the state of Kansas, this county, Johnson County, is by far the most complicit, working with other cities to take away private property rights. Thomas Jefferson said, "The closest, most effective government is the one closest to the people." You are my closest. I depend on you to defend my rights, my property rights. But you are complicit in not defending my rights, but offending my rights. What will you pledge to do today, during the next 4 years, to protect my dirt?
Let me just add to that. In the legislature, there have been several bills that would allow residents of a proposed annexation area to vote on that annexation, and their will determine whether or not a city can annex. Mr. Dunwoody, you're aware of that legislation.
Yes.
Obviously, you can't pass that legislation. The legislature has to. But would you support that legislation if it should come again in the next legislative session? We'll start with that.
If such legislation would come before us, unless all people vote in the area, I mean, the city that the members that are, people are already in the city, and they're incorporated, need to have a say as well, because when you take on annexed area, that affects their budget and their maybe their level of services. So yeah, I would only think about it if you had everyone voting, not only those who are being annexed, but those who are in the city of annexation.
Okay, John Toplikar.
I disagree. If you allow that, that's a tactic. That's a scheme to water down the vote of the proposed annexed area. The population is so much greater in the city. If you allow the whole city of Overland Park, for example, to vote on a rural area, they're going to vote those people down so easily. That's nothing but a bureaucratic trick. We've got to defend people's property rights. It's what they work for. It's what they live for. It's them. In a sense, it's them. It's their livelihood. We've got to watch the eminent domain issue. It's being abused right now. People's rights should not be abused under eminent domain. I voted no to both the Overland Park annexations and the others.
It is former mayor of Overland Park. You may have an interesting take on this. What is your take on Mr. Dunwoody's question?
Well, annexation decisions are never taken lightly, or should be taken lightly. The pattern in our county is that development continues to occur, and land changes ownership, and demands for services increase with that development. You asked me specifically, would I support the state legislation without seeing it and the specifics of it? My answer would be no. I think the petition annexations need to be preserved. There may be some tweaking of the unilateral annexations that need to occur to make sure that the decision is sound. But that would be my position.
Okay, we're nearing the end.
I get an answer, right?
Well, we're in the...
John?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't get an answer.
Sorry.
Well, with all due respect, I don't see it as negatively. I don't see moving your property from county to city X being any diminution of your property rights. In fact, you may get more property rights because there's a lot of development that you can't do in unincorporated Johnson County that you're permitted to do within a city, and so you do have more rights, if you want to call them that, or latitude to do what you wish. And I also come from a position of, I believe that eventually just about all of this county will be incorporated into either new cities or existing cities. So I think that's the direction we've been headed in and one that we're going to continue to head in. I would not support that legislation, and as a commissioner, because it's actually a taxation without representation issue. Folks who live in cities pay to support the local services that you receive. And you pay taxes to the county as well. But I pay the same level of taxes to the county, and part of that money goes to support your road system.